Hey guys, just gonna go over the tank for a bit. I have not been really showing you guys some of the cool things in here, but what I wanted to show you is on the right side. First, I'll start with the big decoration. There's about three of these big decorations in here, stacked on each other, as well as another one at the bottom there that has this hole in the back, not very visible there, but that's where my pygmy cat lives. Um, Believe it or not, together with a pleco. Now, on the bottom here, what I've done is I've put a rock in here. Now, um, this here has been put up by the flower horn with the female flower horn. So these guys are mating in this area. They're trying to clear the bed. They like a flat surface, and that's what they're doing there. You can see that they're getting ready. Even though there's all these fish around, my male flower horn, he's a little bit scraped up and beat up because he's fighting all these fish here. So that's why I put this rock up, just to kind of help them, protect them from a couple of these territorial guys. Now, this guy right there, I call him an umbi, but looking at some of the videos, he's definitely a Texas cichlid. But I still like him. He's very aggressive, and I watch other videos. Looks like they are aggressive, especially him and the zebra cichlids. Looks like they really don't like each other in a lot of the other videos that I've seen as well. So, if you have not seen the update, I've added all kinds of very beautiful little gem rocks, and this guy loves them. Makes me very happy when I look at the tank from afar too. Sort of something a little bit more kiddish, but overall it's not that bad. So these two are constantly fighting. This is like a playing field right there, and the top of the tank pretty much belongs to Benjamin, and the bottom of this side of the tank belongs to the Texas. Now, the back of this decoration, that belongs to the zebra. And the front of this decoration here, that's where the flower horn resides with his female. Now, all these other little cichlids, they normally just reside in the plants. They hide in these. Now, this is a Venustus. I have two of them. They are a breeding pair. I keep having a whole bunch of little babies in the tank every now and then. They're mostly in the back where the zebra cichlid is. There is a ton of hiding spots in this decoration here, and they all, like you can see right there, there's a fish hiding. There's another one. There's the female Venustus, and they seem to be getting along, and there is little babies swimming around. So I mean, there is room here for them to breed. If something grows up, I'll let you guys know. But I'm not planning on separating these guys into separate tanks for breeding purposes. But it is an option one day. I also have an African cichlid, and he has a female. He's this little red guy. Sorry about the glare. There's also a jewel cichlid hiding in there too. Now this decoration right there, oh, there he is. That's the African one. He usually swims around this decoration, but he's not as big as the other guy, so you can't fight them off, right? In this decoration, I have a knife fish. Until he gets too big for it, he just swims in and out of these holes. Now, when he gets too big for it, the top of this decoration does move. So I'm going to angle it a little bit and give him a hole on the side to get into it, because that's his home. And see if we can zoom in there, if we can catch him somewhere in there. There's usually a tail or something, but at this point, no. And this guy's already getting protective over that side of the fish tank. He's going to throw him out pretty soon here, because he's got that side. So Benjamin is getting even more swimming room at the top, as I've tripped back on the greenery here a little bit. So that's basically the tank. I'm sure I'm missing some fish. Oh yes, there is also a little green terror. He hangs around the back here. He's still growing. And that's pretty much all the fish I have in here. 2 brown cichlids that you guys just saw swim. No, that's the lady flower horn throwing everybody out. Oh yes, the other big pearl cichlid. So hopefully, if you guys follow, that kind of gives you an idea what's going on in this tank and how territorial these guys are over their spaces. And every so often, a pair wants to breed like these guys, and they just start fighting because they want to make sure that nobody interferes, that they're showing how tough they are. And all these guys are doing all day is just moving rocks out of the middle. That's all they want to do. They just want to kind of leave themselves with a small opening to come in there. It's sort of like a hibernation chamber they're trying to build in here. And as you can see, they're both very busy building this thing. And that's about it. I'll leave you guys with a shot here of Benjamin. He's 10 inches now for sure, and getting bigger. Now this guy here, I believe he's about 8 inches going on 9 inches. Extremely tough fish. He is just this big muscle. And he did some lip locking with Benjamin here quite a bit. Benjamin still has a gigantic mouth, so he's still winning, but this guy is extremely strong, this Texas cichlid there. And there's also a pleco in here. He lives in this decoration as well as that pygmy cat with the long whiskers. You see, there's plenty of room. It's like a tube. It's like a tube decoration. So they are fairly happy there. The Venistus, they kind of pretend they're leaves. And that's their canopy right there. That's their home. So I've gone ahead and created another one for them if they ever feel comfortable getting in there. They have plenty of room to breed in there if they like. Oh, and one more shot at the little green terror. This guy's going to be just as big as Benjamin or this Texas cichlid. Most of these other guys are maxed out in size. I doubt this guy's gonna get too much bigger. He's been pretty much maxed out. He's kind of cool. He's got a little hump on his forehead. I really like him. Let's see. I want to show you guys one more fish, that red African cichlid. He gets really colorful when he's in a spawning mood. He's got that little female that's kind of yellowish in color. Not oh, there she is. That's his female. So they've been spawning as well. So that is pretty much a couple pairs that I mentioned. I have the flower horn that are trying to breed. I have these guys, are African cichlids. They're trying to breed. These juvenile cichlids are also, I think they're a pair, and I think they're trying. There's the Venustus, the camouflage brown and brown spotted fish, and those are a pair trying to breed. There's the two small brown cichlids, and I know they're trying to breed because every time they try to breed, they just disappear from the tank. They just find a corner somewhere and you can't spot them, and then later they're back, they're swimming around, and there's a bunch of little babies swimming around too. And it's not that I don't want to. Oh, there he is. There's that brown cichlid. It's not that I don't want to breed them or take the babies out and raise them. It's just that it's impossible. They are so quick. There's so many places in these decorations to hide. I can't get them out in time. I don't want to take out every single decoration because the minute I start taking decorations out, these guys just jump on them and eat them. So it's better to just leave them. If they survive in the decoration, that's great. Now another thing is there are holes in here in this decoration. And that's where these brown cichlids, they live in there. They swim into these holes. They make a nice home for themselves in there. That's these guys are the brown cichlids, and I absolutely love the brown cichlid. They're so beautiful. They're kind of orangey and brown. It's very unique, a very unique fish. I'm so glad I got them, and I think you can see one is just hiding in there in the decoration, so now you know what I mean. Not enough room for another Oscar, although I would want one. Not too much more room for any other fish, but this poor guy, this Texas, had a female as well, but there was no way. He was too aggressive for her, so she ended up leaving. I couldn't do that. They would be fighting 24/7. He was just extremely aggressive. And that's it. That's even more information than I thought I had for you guys about the tank and about what's going on. The latest was these little rocks I've added because they kept building this anthill of these rocks, and I mean an anthill. By the time I came in the morning to feed these guys, there would be a giant anthill, and now I know, and you guys know why, because these guys are trying to breed, and they get extremely aggressive. You can see the scrapes on my flower horn. I just healed him up, and now he's got scrapes all over because he's here trying to create a home and breeding pad. And those are all my fish. Hopefully you guys like cichlids, because I really do. They're extremely interesting and in nature. Oh, and there's that African cichlid. So they're not from the same continent. These guys, like Benjamin, would be found in North America, so it would be the Texas cichlid. Now these guys, not so much. This guy, and all these other guys. Some of them are from Africa, some of them are South American. Some of them come from India even. So yeah, that's the variety I have, and you need to provide them with cover. Like I said in my other videos, greenery is key. Hiding spots like little nooks and stuff, they're all very territorial. They don't need a lot of space. They need their space for swimming, yes, but for something to call home, he just needs a nook to swim into, right? Same thing with my knifefish. He never leaves his little home. He just stays in there. This guy only comes out when he's hungry. Like all of these guys, they don't normally come out. They're in their hiding spots. Now Benjamin, on the other hand, he also loves to just lay on the ground, and I took that away from him because I don't want him to be lazy and get some kind of a rot or something on the bottom. So I took that away from him. I put a lot of greenery in the back where he can't just swim down to the bottom and sleep there, because he used to do that. If you look back on my original videos, Benjamin would be swimming, he would be happy, he would get fed, and then later on in the evening, he would just swim down, and he wouldn't be very active. He would just be sitting there. The minute that I took that spot away from him, he's active, he's swimming. He's no longer just laying there, right? So sometimes it's a little bit cruel, but you don't want your fish to kind of get sad and just sleep for half the day. That's not good. So mostly these guys get along. They don't fight as much as you may have seen in some of my videos, but that's only when they start respecting their areas. And there's that pair of Venistus here. And we didn't get to see too much of the zebra cichlid. He's hiding in the back. That's his home there. And they do migrate. They do move their home sometimes. All of a sudden, my flower horn, when he feels like it, he'll move to this side and he'll make this his home. And then the other guys move around, and everybody just kind of moves around. It's not always the same spots, but mostly that's the case. So if you have a cichlid tank and you just have like gravel, not too many rocks or anything like that, just remember, these guys are territorial. They want something to protect. They don't want to be out there fighting all the time with other fish, because when you don't give them cover, you don't give them a home, then they will fight for the whole aquarium, right? They will fight for a bigger space. Because there is nowhere for them to hide and say, okay, this is my home, don't touch me here, right? Every one of these guys, no matter how big they are, they want to feel safe at some point in even a little space. So give them some cover. Don't take up too much of their swimming room. Like you see Benjamin's swimming around. This Texas has quite a bit of swimming room here too. The flower horn, all these guys, they have enough room for now. But they keep growing. Like I said, he is easily 10 inches right now. You can't really see because he's swimming towards the back of the tank. But if he ever swam up to the front of the tank and just stood like that at the front, you would see how big this guy really is. And if he ever opens his mouth, you guys can see that he's got a gigantic mouth. He will grow possibly another 3 to another 8 inches bigger at the most, up to 18 to 20 inches. I've seen some videos of some big Oscars like that. So this guy will grow big, and so will the Texas here. He's gonna grow bigger. The flower horn definitely will grow bigger. The flower horn's actually not, from what I've been seeing, he's actually not a natural species. He's man-made, so not something that he was bred to have this giant bulge over his head that will grow into even the size of a tennis ball on some of these guys. And some of them have insane colors too. And extremely aggressive. Most people keep just the flower horn itself. Once it grows up to like 15 inches or 14 inches, they keep him by himself, because he gets more and more aggressive as his bulge grows bigger. The zebra, cichlid in the back, you might see a bit of him somewhere, but he gets even bigger than Benjamin. He gets to 20 inches, I think. The jewel cichlids, they don't grow that big, about 8 inches max, I think. But they're very beautiful. And most of these other guys don't grow that big either, 5 to 8 inches for those. Now the pleco, the giant pleco that I have in there, he's a regular pleco, but that guy can grow up to like 36 inches, something ridiculously huge. So keep that in mind if you're a newbie to the fish hobby. I keep stressing that in a lot of my videos. Don't get the regular pleco. Get the bristlenose pleco. They only grow 5 to 8 inches. They don't grow 36 inches long. And here you can see the tail of my pleco, and he's only 7 inches, but these guys are growing rapidly. And I mean rapidly, right? So good luck with your cichlids. Study the cichlids here on YouTube. Watch some videos. See which ones get how big and what you want to have in your tank. Watch my videos. See how they relate to each other. See which ones are aggressive. See how they act. See what you want to have in your tanks. And good luck. Talk to you guys later.